Okay, I have the wonderful Heather Gage here to speak and share her wisdom with us about color, which is something that I've been drawn to as we move into 2026. I feel like the energy of this year has color or it has oomph or something to it, it has pigment. I'm feeling inspired and excited and lit up this year. And yeah, so Heather, I'd love for you to just give us a little, brief intro and maybe how you came to color as a focus in your life or maybe how it came to you.
Oh, well, first off, thank you, Kelsey, for having me. And it's so good to see you
Yeah.
and like see you virtually, but in real
Yeah.
life. So thank you for having me. Okay. Loaded question, but I
Hmm.
will try to synthesize it into, little bits here and there. So my name is Heather Gage. I am an Akashic record reader and color frequency guide. I work with the Akashic Records, as you know, and something that's a bit different. I'm sure your audience probably knows what the Akashic Records are. It's kind of like a metaphysical library where we tap into every emotion, feeling, experience that your soul has had. What sets me apart from most Akashic Record readers is that I channel in color frequency, color
Hmm.
energy. And how that happens, and I guess I'll retract a little bit how I got into it. So my awakening started in 2014. I was going through, oh, you name it, divorce, rethinking what I wanted to do as a career. I have spent the last 25 years as a designer
Hmm.
working in product. And one thing that I've always noticed is that I love working with color, right? Like on when they've had a color scale test that designers would have to have, I scored 100, meaning that you can tell the variance of the shades, the gradients from your
Hmm.
reds, your blues, your whites to blacks to gray. So I've always loved color. So that's my day job. That's what I've been doing, how I make money for the last 25 years. However, in 2014, as I shared, I had my major awakening.
Hmm.
I was rethinking my career. I was rethinking my marriage that I was in. There were just so many things that were happening, and I
Hmm.
really turned to different modalities, as most women do. One thing led me to another. Um, in 2018, I had my first Akashic record reading. Then in 2019, or end of 2018, I got inspired to work with the modality of color.
Hmm.
I started researching. I don't even know what the whole catalyst was, but I knew I loved working with color. It
Hmm.
excited me. I think I first got tipped to solarized water, where
Hmm.
where you can put your water, filtered water, in a colored glass and set it out in the sun and let it charge for a
Right.
couple of hours, and that can bring about some of the qualities of color energy. So that kind of excited me, but I felt like there was something more. So I Googled color energy,
Yeah.
color modalities, and I found this woman who is in um, Central California. I'm in Southern California. I found her. She has a company called Conscious Colors, and I kind of went to town. I ordered
Hmm.
some of her oils, I took some of her courses, and then I got certified in color aromatherapy.
Hmm.
And what's so wild, so I was working with the color frequency that way through scent. Because our nose is like the quickest way to invoke memories. It goes directly to our
Hmm.
brain.
Hmm.
Like your sense of smell is so powerful. It's almost as powerful as seeing
Very
in some
cool.
cases. So I got certified in, yeah, end of 2018, 2019. And at the same time, I was doing other modalities. I was doing Reiki,
Hmm.
learning tarot. I mean, you name
Hmm.
it, was
Hmm.
dabbling in all the things. And then
Hmm.
I started implementing color frequency, the oils, into my Reiki sessions. And that kind of spawned into another thing. And then I ended up giving readings. And then when I started to give my first Akashic record reading, color energy started coming through really strong. It was wild. Like I gave a reading to my girlfriend. She came over, we were doing a little trade, and she had just had a psychic reading with somebody. They were doing a trade as well, as we do, as practitioners
Of
do.
course.
And yeah, so she's like, Heather, give me a reading. I'm like, okay, well, let's see. A little newbie here, but I opened her records and I immediately saw the gray ray. And the gray ray is something we'll get if we're getting more into color, but I'll just,
Yeah. Yeah.
overarching of the story. But I saw the gray ray and it zeroed in right on her left shoulder. And immediately I was asking her, do you have pain? I'm feeling pain in my shoulder. But then I also started seeing colors of a sunset, and I was just calling out the colors, and then it all made sense with my training and everything that it was like, it just all came together in this beautiful little package. So we went from there. We had the color, I gave her the colors. I'm like, well, I saw these colors. I'm like, well, I'm going to interpret how I've been trained and how I know them to be. And then after that, we were kind of blown away. Everything was like exactly what she needed. I even work with a color card deck. I sometimes do color card pulls on my Instagram.
Yeah, I love those.
And yeah, I do. Oh, I love them so much. Those came into my life about 2019. It all just kind of found me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's pull a color card as well, just to see. We pulled the exact colors that came through in my reading,
Wow.
and they very much affirmed what we were doing. Not that the cards are the be all end all, but we knew there was something to it. And so my girlfriend said, Heather, I think you need to start giving readings. So then I started giving readings to clients, as you do before you charge. And in every single reading, color energy started coming through. Like for one woman, it was red energy was so strong, and I'm going, wow, okay, and I'm just interpreting,
Hmm.
I saw like her wearing a crown of red jewels, and just red was so strong, and I just kept, I'm interpreting it as it's coming through, and I said to her, I feel this strong pull towards red color energy, yada whatever, the whole reading. At the end of the reading, she's like, Heather, I'm actually foregoing my career right now, and my husband and I just heavily invested in an infrared sauna business. And I'm like, what? And she's like, and I just bought a red dress, and I've never worn red like in so many years. And I'm like, okay, well, that's amazing. See, red color energy always calls to us, no matter what. Like it always gives you exactly what you need. So 2.5 years later, I've been teaching color master classes. I love working with color energy. I'm trying to teach more people about how to bring color frequency into your life. And it can be from the smallest way to a large way. You don't have to buy new clothes to do it. Yeah, so it's just become a big part of my work. And then I started naming my Akashic sessions, Akashic prism sessions, because prisms are all color
Yeah.
and we're such radiant, colorful human beings. So it just kind of all folded into this
I
practice.
I love it. I have like chills. I'm like bursting in my seat here. Like as you're speaking, that is so fascinating, and it is so interesting how your path comes to you, and it just sort of comes together. Like the colors were just like, so do you see it in your sort of like your third eye, like in your imagination, or like are you actually seeing it with your physical eyes? Like how does it come through for you? Or is it something you smell?
Okay, this is really interesting because I've been asked this a few times. It's a little bit of both,
Okay.
but mainly when I'm in the records, I hear it. And it's not that it's not that it's a tone, but it'll just come to me. Like I'll hear like red, orange. And once I say it out loud, it's like I open up the curtains and the picture show starts unfolding, and then I start seeing a ton of the energy. It's
Wow.
bizarre. And I'm still honing in on it. Like I
Yeah.
have seen auras on people. People ask me that I've seen yellow around people. I've seen gray, and I see white. I've actually seen white a few times on people before they passed away,
Oh, wow.
which is wild. But I hear the color. It's wild. Or sometimes I might see it right away, or I'll feel really activated, or I'll start seeing like bursts of magenta, and I'm like, oh wow, whoa, whoa, okay, okay, whoa, let me start calling these colors out. So if you ever get a reading with me, I will call out the color right away, like, oh,
Right.
super strong, and then I'll interpret what that means. And I'd say 100% of the time, it directs us in the reading to exactly what needs attention
Wow.
through the color energetics, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
to the
That,
properties.
that's so cool. And you mentioned that you work in design. It's fashion design, right? Like clothing?
Yeah, it's been a bit of clothing over the years and accessories.
Okay, clothing. Yeah. And
Mhm.
that part I find so interesting, and I love the color that you're wearing on your sweater. Do you um in the morning, like when you go to get dressed, do you hear the color come through, or do you just like pick something out of your closet? How does that work for you?
Well, that's actually a color exercise that I guide people through. And if you were to download my color guide,
Mhm.
PDF. But yeah, so basically, when I wake up in the morning, I meditate. I have a very robust meditation practice. I'll meditate. I might even pull a color card, but I really check in with my energy and I see what do I need? What do I need today?
Mm,
So, for example, if I am having a very busy day and things feel very chaotic, and I'm like, okay, I can't even think straight right now. I
mhm,
don't want to be distracted. I wear black.
mm,
I wear black because that's all about surrender and openness and just
mhm,
sitting in stillness,
mhm,
just waiting to receive. So I'll wear black. If I need a bit of energy, like yesterday, I led a little live channeling session online, and I felt very called to wear yellow because it was my very first live channeling in a group setting, and yellow brings about confidence and joy and clarity.
mm.
If I want to feel more balance, which you're wearing this beautiful green color that I commented on, that's about balance. It's about reciprocity. It's about giving and receiving. Maybe
Mm.
you're feeling more inclined today to receive more, less giving.
Interesting.
So the colors, it helps me with my energy, and it works. If I need, oh, my favorite thing to do is colored socks. If I'm like, okay, I need a little, I just say a little pep in my step. If I want to feel kind of activated, energized, and that I'll wear red socks. Or I
Mm,
might switch to blue. Blue's more leaning into your intuition. Um, I might even wear a certain color jewelry. I have this beautiful necklace. I'm not wearing it today, but it's a chunky gold chain with a pale blue heart. And pale blue energy that I work with is all about, it centers around your jaw. And every color, corresponds to an energy center or chakra.
mhm,
So the pale blue energy is all about it centers your jaw region. And it's kind of a fusion between the blue and the turquoise, but it's all about peaceful communication and
mm.
speaking your needs in a calm, peaceful way.
Wow.
To like not clench my jaw, so I'll wear that and it's close to my throat. So I'm very intentional with where I put the colors.
Mm-hmm.
And as you were saying, like sometimes I love color coding closets. I've done that for a while. It kind of gets messy after a while and you got to reorder it. But it's a good indicator of seeing what you're lacking, what you might need, or
Mm-hmm.
quickly go, oh, what am I drawn to? And then
Mm-hmm.
if I wear the color, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm feeling this. Or sometimes I'll put a color and I'm like, this isn't resonating with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But there's so many
So,
ways to work with color other
yeah.
than wearing the color, which we can
Yeah.
get in.
Yeah. Okay. There's so many directions I want to go. Okay, let's talk about that. What you just said is what other ways can we work with color? And also, how do we know what color we need?
I love this question. Okay. There's so many ways to work with color. As I said, wearing the color is one of my favorite ways to do it. It does not mean you need to go out and buy something. Work with what you have. Sometimes people get caught up in the hues because there's like seven main colors that we work with, but I work with a few different colors. And as we know, people have different skin tones and that, and colors might not look great on you, but you don't have to go out and buy like the perfect shade of blue to wear whatever. Just work with what you have. Even denim works. Denim is blue. So that's one way you can wear it through clothing, jewelry. The other way is you can eat the color.
Mm,
So we think about it like blueberries are like rich indigo. There's lots of antioxidants in them. There's so many healing properties. Raspberries, strawberries, leafy greens. Like even think about it when you feel off balance, if you've been eating a lot of brown food, I just call it brown food, that has no nutritional value, and you're craving a green salad, that's green energy, that's balance.
mm,
Good for your heart. It's everything. You're receiving beautiful nutrients for your body. Going outside and putting your feet in the grass, grounding, that's working with green color energy. That's one
mhm,
of the best ways. And it's activating. And what's interesting about that, because we can go, there's so many tiers of that I can explain in working with color, is that when we have an overactivated center, which I can get into, like if you have too much red in your energy field, the green neutralizes the red. And green actually neutralizes everything. But your feet are part of your root chakra, your root center. So putting your root chakra, overactivated root center into green energy neutralizes it.
mm. Makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can work with that way. There's also solarized water, as I mentioned.
Hmm.
I love it is kind of difficult to find all the colors, and you don't need to have like a rainbow, arsenal of glassware, but um, blue bottles.
Hmm.
It's called Blue Bottle Love, and they have these beautiful blue bottles that you can put out in the sunlight to charge them to get the blue energy. They're also engraved with these sacred symbols, and they're lovely.
I've been
But
wanting to get one for so long, I just haven't done it.
oh, they're amazing. I have a code too. I actually have a code
Oh,
if I can
okay.
maybe give you and your
Yes.
listeners. So they also have these beautiful glasses. So again, if I'm just in this more meditative state, I want to work with the blue energy through the glass. You can also buy rose-colored glasses, what have you. Crystals are a great way to work with color energy,
Mm.
as we know. One of my favorite tips, and if you were to work with the light pink energy, which when that comes through in a reading, that means that the person needs a bit more self-love, a bit more self-care, a bit more attention, because sometimes we get so busy and we forget about our needs. So I love taking a large piece of rose quartz, like a large stone, and I put that in my bathroom. So when I'm getting ready, I'm looking at it and reminded, like, I love myself. I'm going to give myself self-attention, and that's bringing in that pink energy. I also have one on my nightstand, and I also meditate in between a quadrant of four rose
Mm.
quartz crystals. And it's just reminding me that I'm taking this time for myself. I love myself. I'm giving myself what I need. You can meditate on the color rays, which is, I love to do that. I think because I'm a bit more practiced, it's easier. But here's a tip for people if you're having trouble visualizing. Um, Take an object, maybe something in your house, and stare at it for a couple seconds. And then when
Mhm.
you close your eyes, you're picturing that object. So you're kind of summoning the color energy. And then you can call upon your guides or whoever to fill your body with that color ray. So you can be like, fill me with, the violet ray. Like, let me connect into spirit, into source, so I can open my channels to receive messages that come through.
Mm.
So there's those, that's like my favorite way. Those are my favorite ways
Yeah.
to work with color energy.
Okay. That
There's
is,
a
no,
lot.
it's so helpful. I hope people are taking notes.
Yeah.
And I have a question for you. What if we are like opposed to a color, or there's a color that I I just don't, and I've never been drawn to, or I never like. I have an asterisk to that question, but I want to hear your answer. Like, what if there's like a color you just don't jive with? What's the message
Okay.
there?
Oh, good question. Okay, when you are so color, every hue has energetic properties. Okay. And when we're wearing them, we're trying to embody those energetic properties. When we are repelled by a color, that simply means that we need to bring about those energetic properties
Mhm.
into our frequency. So, for example, I love using this as an example, orange. That can be very polarizing. People are like, no, orange is not for me. I don't like to wear it, what have you. Orange is the most creative color ever. It's our sacral center area, our sacral chakra. It's about sensuality. It's about gathering with friends. It's about going with the flow. It's zesty. It's a vibrant color.
Mhm.
It's also a slow moving energy. When my color masterclass, I teach you about faster moving color energies, slower moving color energies, but it's a slower moving energy. It's also a very feminine energy. So that simply means that your body, your frequency wants more of that.
Mhm.
We tend to repel things like, oh, it's not for me. But really, we know when we're repelled by something, there's a lesson there, there's a teaching there, but we need to bring more of that into our energy.
That's what I was gonna say because I've like red for me is just like I don't want to wear it. I bought a red sweater at the holidays this year because we had our Christmas dinner and we were supposed to wear Christmas sweaters. So I bought just like a plain red sweater. And I'm like, "Ugh, I'm spending like I literally got it at the thrift store and it was like $15. I'm like, I'm spending money on a shirt I'm never gonna wear again. I don't like red. Like I'm just like, but I put it on and I actually felt better. And it feels like I need practice with it. This red
Yeah.
sweater, I need to like, it's like, when you're learning to ride a bike, it's like I gotta work with this energy. And I mean, I think of red and I think of root chakra,
Mhm.
which is a chakra that's always needed attention anytime I've ever gotten a reading from anyone.
Oh, yeah.
So there's probably something there.
Mm-hmm. And take like you said, it was you just illustrated a perfect example. It felt uncomfortable,
Mm.
but check in with your energy when you're wearing it. And when you need days when you're like, oh, I need a little oomph, put it on.
Yeah.
Put it on. If you want to wear red lipstick to match, whoa, that might be too much, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but practice it. Just
Hmm.
practice and see how you feel, and you'll be
Hmm.
surprised. What I love to say too is color can be a great conversation starter.
Mm.
Like you might have someone come to you be like, "Oh, I really love your red sweater. That's okay. Oh, thank you." And you never know. That's color speaking, the way that it does to other people.
Mhm.
Um, but check in with your energy. See how you feel. See
Yeah.
how you're moving through your day. It's red's very energizing. It
Hmm.
really is. It's root chakra. It's a very grounding color. It's all about stability, abundance,
Mm.
zest for life, energy. So that check in with yourself the next time that you
Yeah.
feel called to wear that color, or if you need a little, if feel a little like
Yeah.
um, just a little low energy, put
Mm.
it on.
Oh, wow. It's amazing, how the frequency can shift things. Um, and then something that comes to mind too is we are all drawn to rainbows, right? Like in the sky. How do you not marvel at a rainbow? What is that? Like, I mean, I think that's just like part of, the magic of nature and the beautiful things, like looking at the ocean or looking at, off a mountaintop. But the rainbow and all the way they just work together. Is there anything you can speak to about a rainbow? Because I find them fascinating.
Yeah, I love that question. So for me, and what I've even like researched a little bit and just know, basically a rainbow is a convergence of all color energies.
Mm.
So you're seeing the whole spectrum.
Mhm.
And as we know, like we think of the typical, violet, indigo, green, yellow, turquoise, and so
Yeah.
on. But there's even more hues, there's even more colors in a rainbow. So when you're seeing a visible rainbow in the sky, I mean, that's so beautiful. It comes right after what? Gray skies, right? After
Mm.
a storm. But this is really just reminding you that everything you've been weaving, everything that you've been working on thus far, like emotionally, spiritually, energetically, it's all aligning for you,
Mm.
even if it's not yet visible. So marvel in the rainbow. Take a look, take a long, loving gaze at the rainbow. And maybe there's some messages there. Maybe there's a color that you're drawn to in the rainbow.
Mhm.
I have really great color exercises that I lead people through where we look at a color scale, we look at a color chart. It could be just bars of color or circle
Mhm.
dots. And I have people open their eyes, like you blink your eyes 3 times, right? You
Right.
open, look, open, look, and then you scan the chart. And you close your eyes, open them again, and then let your eyes take you to the color that you're
Mm.
most drawn to. And that typically is the color frequency that you need at that moment. So you could
So
do that
cool.
with a rainbow.
Yeah.
You could, or just look at it as like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, I'm right where I need to be.
Yeah.
Everything is working out for me.
Yeah.
Rainbows are honestly the most beautiful, such a gift from Mother Nature when we see them. I love
I
seeing rainbows. I
I
always
think
advocate.
so. They really feel like that uh pocket, that moment in time that just, yeah, everything aligns, like you said. And
Mm.
it's interesting that it's, the hues of color that sort of make us feel that. Like there's an, I think of how different animals see different colors, and um those particular hues, those particular colors for our human eyes are a message, it's I just wanted to appreciate that for a moment with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Um, if you had a color that's your favorite right now, is there such a thing, or is this like a day-to-day, moment-to-moment thing for you?
Mm. I love that question. It can shift at any time, but I've always loved green and blue. Those are kind of my jam. I love green and blue, but I've been leaning into more pastels,
Mm.
when I'm able to. I don't have enough pink in my wardrobe. You'd think that I do, but I don't. I found this sweater when I was in Copenhagen last year, and I loved it that it was just all these like pastel colors. So it's just kind of this magical sweater to put on to
Hmm.
remind me of my softness and my femininity, but also like um my intuitive
Hmm.
capabilities. But yeah, right now green is my jam. I love green, all the shades of green, and then blue right now. But it could change. And I'm learning to love, like I said, orange more. I'm learning to love light purple, even
Hmm.
purple. Not that I'm wearing the color, but I'm like meditating on the color and
Hmm.
or finding other ways. I mean, even one thing I didn't mention is you can purchase a color journal. Like say for the year for 2026, you're like, okay, what color energy? If you get my guide, you can see what the properties are. Okay, what's the color that I want to embody? What energy do I embody for this year? So get that color journal. So I'm
Hmm.
very particular on like I just bought a navy blue journal for this year.
Cool.
Last year it was black because I went through a lot. And what's wild is 2025 was like the biggest year ever in terms of like health and world events and all that. But it was a reminder for me to just sit in that energy, just sit in the stillness, just
Hmm.
surrender quite a bit.
Yes.
So my husband bought me a green journal, and I use the green journal
Yeah.
for work related stuff, or like coaching
Cool.
calls or
Yeah.
business related things. Um, for me, because it's about balance,
Yeah.
reciprocity. Also, color of money could be that,
Yeah.
too. But I'm very intentional with that
Hmm.
color. But yeah, it's green right now.
Oh, that's
Green and blue.
yeah, that's beautiful. I love green as well. I mean, we were speaking before this call, how we're in winter and everything is white and gray, um, which it takes time to get used to every year. I've lived 34 winters of my life and I still need to get used to it every year. But I love green. Oh my gosh, when the spring comes, it is just, oh, it is such a good feeling to just like let your eyes soak in that green. Before we hop off, I want to, if you are open to it, would you pull a card for the listeners of this episode?
Yes. Give me a moment. I will get
Sure.
my color cards.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Then
how fun.
we can experience the power of color in real time.
Yay. I am gonna sage them real quick because I
Absolutely.
just worked with them a day ago. These color cards are great because they have a message on all of them.
Mm.
And they get there's a lot more colors in the family, meaning there's metals also that I work with, like silver,
Oh,
gold,
wow.
bronze, um, white, brilliance. There's actually a rainbow in this pack. We'll see what I get.
Let's see what we get. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So fun. I love that you're asking to do this. It's so cool. Love it. Yeah, because they are as I mentioned when I give readings, I love to do a color card pull at the end. It's like a little
Mhm.
cherry on top
Yeah.
for the reading. Is that shuffling?
I'll be bugging you this year, I think, with some of your offerings, the way color is coming to me and yeah,
Yeah,
just the
yeah.
energy of this year feels like I'm coming out of a fog.
I know. You know what's so funny? Before I pull the card, do you follow Pantone at all? Have you like Pantone has an Instagram, and Pantone is basically, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's like the universal color system that all designers use.
Oh
So
no.
there's Pantone swatches. Like as a designer,
Yeah.
we're always like, oh, it's the Pantone textile chip for this. If we're making
Mhm.
a red bag, we look through the
Right.
book and pick the right hue and what have you. So every year they pick a color of the year. And as we know, like butter yellow was super popular last year. They were also, some trend services were saying it's royal blue this year, but Pantone just recently released a very controversial color and everyone went nuts. And I was going to do like a color post about it, but I got busy. But maybe I will now that it kind of
Yeah.
died down. But people freaked out about this, like lost their minds over this because the color, my microphone is a little further away. The color was called Cloud Dancer, which is white.
Interesting.
That I know. And everyone's like, that's not a color. People were kind of bringing like racial um,
Hmm.
racial aspects to it. And they're
Yeah.
like, okay, no, no, no. So I'm watching this, right? It's so entertaining, but I'm like, wow, what a beautiful color. And people were even saying, is it even a color? I'm like, of course it's a color because it's white.
Hmm.
White is the most healing color of all
Mm.
because white is all the colors into one.
Yeah.
It's all the frequencies into one. So it feels so timely with where we're at in this world, what we're going through right now. White can be very cleansing, purifying, but in a great way because it's all the centers, it's all the color energies merging into one.
Beautiful.
So I'm like, that's what we need right now. We need that. It's not like ethnic cleansing or racial cleansing. It's no, this is purifying to our energetic bodies. This is a big deal.
That's very
So
cool.
I want to share that with
Yeah.
people, and now your listeners will hear this, but it was just so interesting that to watch all the negative feedback in my
Mm.
mind. I'm like, no, that, and no one has shared what I've shared.
Hmm.
So maybe I'll be inspired to
Yeah.
create something for the new year, but
Yeah.
it's really wild, right?
That's
Right?
very cool.
Now, okay. Back to the color pulse. So I'm just close my eyes. Okay, we got burgundy, which is a
Whoa.
very deep red. The message here is to awaken your passion. Okay, this is a really, I mean, all the colors are so powerful, but burgundy, as we know, it's a red color energy, but it's got a bit of like an earthy undertone.
Hmm.
It has a bit of black to it, even a little bit of brown. It gives it that earthiness. Brown is a very grounding, earthy energy. Think of the dirt, the mud. Black is also a bit of surrender. So mixing it with that red root, it's like really sink into what lights you up.
Mm.
And it doesn't even need to be that energy of like, oh, I got this idea, I'm gonna go act upon it. No, sit in it, savor it. Make sure that that's what really feels good to you at your
Hmm.
core,
Hmm.
at your root core, even at your root in the most like figurative sense or
Yeah.
literal sense, not just your root chakra, but you know, when we say
Yeah.
that saying like to my root,
Yeah.
it's really about helping you. And as what a great start to the new year as well. It's awaken your passion.
Mm.
What sets you on fire? What can you savor? And it's very grounding too. Like you're going to be okay. You're going to really anchor in to you once you discover what makes you you, what makes you authentic, what you're
Mhm.
passionate about.
I love that message. And I love that message for the listeners of this podcast because that's something I'm really about is just being true to you and living a life that feels true to you. And of course, your passion, your desires, I love that. That's
And it's
amazing.
red.
And it's red. I'm like, of
That
course
red
it's red.
energy.
Of
Yeah,
course I say
maybe you
that.
can
That's good.
wear a bit of burgundy, a bit of like a wine, like a Merlot color.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
gosh. I guess I
yeah.
gotta go shopping.
Yeah. Or not, or just a
Yeah.
little object or
Yeah.
something. Just
Yeah.
bringing colorful flowers into your home.
Yeah. That's
You
really
know,
nice.
putting them at your the center of your wherever you gather, and it's just a
Hmm.
reminder, like
Hmm.
we take our Christmas decorations down literally on January 1st. And I bought some tulips that are red, orange, and yellow. And I'm
Hmm.
like, yes, these are slow moving energies, but they're also very powerful
Yeah.
color frequencies. So that's what's blooming in our house right now, which feels
Yeah.
perfect on these stormy days in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And I just think that with the red too, are you familiar with the lunar or Chinese astrology? This year is the year of the fire horse. Have you heard that
I
message?
I have. I know everyone's talking about it. I do
Hmm.
love Chinese astrology. I do know it's the fire horse, but yeah, fire energy,
Hmm.
those are all in those root
Hmm.
chakra colors or lower center. So that's
Hmm.
yellow, orange,
Hmm.
gold, and red.
Hmm.
That makes sense with the
Yeah,
fire element.
totally.
Um, yeah, it's a big year. I
It
think
is. And
I
I'm
think it's gonna be a big year.
noticing,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm noticing the correlation with astrology too, and the outer planets shifting. And there's a big sort of Aries activation, which is fire, with Saturn and Neptune there. And I'm just noticing a theme with colors. For me personally, maybe others are feeling it too. And the astrology, numerology, Chinese astrology, it's all very woven. It's pretty magical.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And there is a color that pertains to everything. It escapes me right now. I will do these posts. I haven't done I've been relaxing over the break because
Mhm.
it's been much needed. But on my Instagram I will do like color energies for the horoscope for the signs. So we're
Nice.
in Capricorn right now, and I can't remember what the colors are, but last month it was more of these deeper tones.
Cool.
Um, it shifts, so you
Yeah.
can work with all the colors or just one color.
Hmm.
Sometimes we get a little overwhelmed and oh, I need to work with this and this and this. It's like, no, just pare down,
Yeah.
close your eyes, open them, do my color exercise, and
Yeah.
then go right to the one that needs attention. And it can change every day. It
Yeah.
can change every day.
Yeah. That makes sense. Um, well, I think I'll wrap it here, but I'd love for you to leave us with maybe ways to work with you, or if we could put your social media handle there. How can we stay connected?
Oh, okay. You can go to theinwardguide.com to
Mhm.
book a session with me. I offer Akashic readings. I call them Akashic Prism sessions.
Mhm.
I have 60 and 90-minute sessions. It's where we tap in and you receive personalized color code transmissions to help you, to support you until your next reading or just throughout the year.
Mhm.
I also have Prism of You sessions, which is my one-on-one container where we dive a bit deeper. We tackle everything and anything. It's a mixed bag for you, but what
Mhm.
the crux of it is, it's a little bit of Akashic records, it's a bit of my somatic therapy training,
Mhm.
it's color energy. It's really to help you unpack closed chapters and become your biggest, brightest, most vibrant self. I also have color master classes. There's a lot of fun stuff. If you sign up for my newsletter, you get a download of my Inward Guide color guide, which is super fun and just
Yeah.
easy to digest and just, it's like a beginner's level to color energy. Um, so that's on my website. You can follow me on Instagram at The Inward Guide. I also have a podcast called The Inward Guide Podcast. So you can tune in and listen. I give monthly Akashic energy updates and color frequency to support you. And I just started TikTok a little bit, but
Yeah.
you have to pick and choose your platforms there,
Yeah.
but those are the ways to find me. And I am very accessible. You can DM me, ask me any questions. I'll always be right there to answer back. But that's where you can get a
Amazing.
hold of me.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I want to get this color guide and definitely work with you this year for sure. And I'll make sure all the links are available. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. I really enjoyed being here today.